Okay, Mayor, we are here at the 7 o'clock, May 25th conference session of the Town Council. And let me do the Open Public Meetings Act. Just FYI, as we just talked about, our town clerk had a family emergency, so I'll be clerk and administrator tonight, so bear with me. So adequate notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 11, 2020. The notice was on that date posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, provided to the Westfield Leader and Star Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the Town of Westfield. And Mayor, we do have a quorum present. So I think we can jump right into it. I do have one last minute request we received today from the neighborhood council. They were looking to do a clothing drive on Saturday, June 26th at the South Avenue train station lot from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. They had already submitted their required documents, hold harmless and certificate of insurance. And of course, assuming everyone's okay with that, there's no other conflicts for that time on the South Avenue lot. And assuming they're okay with it, we'll work out the details to assist them and give them an approval letter. But I told them I'd make that request verbally tonight since it just came in today, rather than waiting for a few weeks until our next meeting. Anyone have any issues with that?
No.
Okay, I will give them a letter. So let me jump right into the agenda. We have a packed agenda tonight here, and of course, a very packed one at 8 o'clock. So let me, 1 second here. So let me jump right into the agenda. So under Finance Policy Committee, we have 6 resolutions tonight. First resolution is to authorize CFO to draw a warrant for unused parking permit fee. Second is a resolution authorizing CFO to draw a warrant for Conservation Center permit refund. Third is a resolution authorizing CFO to refund recreation apartment fees. Fourth is a resolution authorizing CFO to draw a warrant for overpaid taxes for 2021. 5 is a resolution to purchase equipment for the fire department. Chief Tiller is very excited about that. This is out of our capital budget that we plan for this year. That's a good thing to help the department. And 6 is a resolution establishing the estimated tax rate. And this resolution, again, is an annual resolution. We do not yet have the finalized tax rate from the county. So in order to comply with statutory guidelines, we must approve an estimated rate. The estimated bills will go out by, I think, June 25th or earlier. And then we'll receive the finalized rate after that. And then the final tax rate and bills will go out in September as normal before September 30th. So anyway, that's it under finance tonight for resolutions. Any questions? Pretty exciting stuff. Public safety, transportation, and parking. One resolution tonight supporting the click it or ticket seatbelt enforcement program, which is again an annual resolution supporting the police department's efforts there and the state's efforts, I guess, right, Chief? Good. Okay, so that'll be one resolution there. Under Code of Viewing Town Property, we have resolution to approve a peddler's license, resolution to approve children's amusement devices, which are for a McKinley School event, I believe. And number 3 is a resolution approving redevelopment agreement with WC North Urban Renewal LLC and WC South Urban Renewal LLC concerning the redevelopment of Block 3307, lots 1 and 2, Block 4004, lot 17, and Block 4005, lots 3 and 4. And we'll be talking more about that in detail in the executive or the 8 o'clock meeting too, with a presentation to the public. But these are lots that are located down on South Avenue towards the Garwood border for redevelopment, which has been in the works for some years now, since 2016. So that's under Code of Viewing Town Property for resolutions. We do have a handful of ordinances tonight on first reading. So first ordinance under Finance, General Ordinance 2215, an ordinance to amend Section 47 permits of Chapter 11 Fire Protection of Article 3 Fire Prevention Code of the Code of the Town of Westfield. And this comes actually, it's been, I want to thank Chief Tiller and his Fire Prevention Bureau, Lieutenant Jurgens, or Battalion Chief Jurgens and Lieutenant Kelber. We have to be in compliance with the state fire code permits. And so they've done an analysis of that, and hence this ordinance to come up and bring us up to par with the current regulations from the state of charging for various fire permits. So that's on first reading tonight. Second ordinance on first reading, General Ordinance 2216, An ordinance of the town of Westfield authorizing tax exemption and payment in lieu of taxes pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law and JSA 4820-1 concerning block 3307 lots 1 and 2, block 4005 lots 3 and 4, and authorizing the execution of financial agreement with WC North Urban Renewal LLC and WC South Urban Renewal LLC. This obviously is tied to the resolution we just talked about before. And this is first reading an ordinance for really financial package for the development that we're going to talk more about in detail at the 8 o'clock meeting with presentations from our redevelopment team for the public to understand the details there. Third ordinance tonight on first reading, General Ordinance 2217, an ordinance amending the land use ordinance of the town of Westfield to address the requirements of the Fair Housing Act regarding compliance with the town's affordable housing obligations. And this ordinance, of course, is changing some of the standards on a property to accommodate a development that was actually just added and amended in our fair share housing agreement with the courts a few weeks back. And we can talk more about that as well. And lastly, General Ordinance 2218, an ordinance of the town of Westfield prohibiting the operation of any class of cannabis within cannabis business within its geographical boundaries and amending the land use law of the town code of Westfield, town of Westfield. So it's a lot of mouthful, but this is an ordinance that is really stemming out of the recommendations from the Cannabis Commission formed by the mayor, headed up by Councilman Parmalee and Councilman Dardia. To the recommendation of the commission was to opt out at this time. And I think the two council members will be giving some information on that as well to be shared with the public and the council. So a lot of ordinances tonight, a lot of important ones, a lot of some resolutions, but that's all the legislation. So we see if anyone has any questions on the council or any comments. No, everyone's tired from last meeting. Okay. But anyway, so that's the, again, a lot of information tonight. Again, at the 8 o'clock meeting, a couple of things are happening besides the presentation from the redevelopment team. Talk more about in detail these items on the agenda tonight. I will also be giving a quick presentation about our new website. So we are very close to launching that. So I thought tonight we would actually give an update to the public and to you about, and a sneak peek as well to the website about how far we've come, what's been going on, next steps of launch. Also, I'll give a slight update as well about Westfield Connect, which is our app, which actually we have just had our 2-year anniversary since the launch of that, believe it or not, and some good statistics on that as well. So I'll do that. I think, Mayor, I'll be giving my updates and presentation first, but I'll pass it to you for your update, and then we'll follow that with a presentation of redevelopment team. So a lot of presentations tonight, but I think a lot of good stuff to share. So any other questions, thoughts? Okay, let's see if we have any from the public that might want to share any or ask any questions. If you're anyone in the public, feel free to give your name and address for a maximum of 3 minutes. I think the council has jurisdiction over. Feel free to raise your hand virtually. I can call upon you. A few members of the public on this call. Anyone like to be heard? Anyone? One more time. Okay, seeing none, I think we can close the public portion for this meeting. And unless there's any other comments, yes, Councilman?
Tim, just quickly, I think I read this, but just to confirm, can you just comment on opening town hall?
Sure. Yeah, the mayor, I mentioned that last, we're in one of our updates recently. Yeah, so we are, all of our employees have been back now. We ended staggered shifts and so forth some weeks ago. And we have, of course, mitigation measures in-house for some time since last year, signage, floor stickers, plexiglass in the offices. So for the first time, we are reopening the building for in-person public access on June 1st, which is next Tuesday. At this time, of course, I know we've been tracking the governor's orders and so forth for mask mandates indoors and outdoors. We will have a mask requirement to enter the building. Of course, vaccinated people, will not need to do that. But of course, we don't know who's vaccinated, who's not. And we have employees, obviously, we want to make sure we protect. So, but yeah, we're excited to open up the building and welcome everybody back. And we're most excited to see people that we haven't seen in a long time. I know that the tax office, not tax payment time now, but we usually have a lot of people that like to come in and see Henry and his staff. And and visit some of us. So it's exciting times. It's really the first time the building's really been open. We've been open, by the way, I think it's important to note, we've been having open by appointment for really since April of last year. Board of Health, Recreation, for example, two to get examples. We've had systems in all of our buildings, both in the planning office as well. We've had appointments going on. We've had drop-off locations. And I want to just commend the residents in this town for a year or more. They've basically figured out how to do business with us without having to come in the building very successfully. And it's worked out everything. Last year we were concerned about tax collection, was not an issue. And thanks to the residents for that. And thanks to the employees for making these accommodations and adapting so quickly. So yes, David, we're excited next week to open up and get back to some in-person normalcy finally. So
I think it's great.
I'm sorry, the next council meeting will be in person?
Actually, no, we are actually, so a couple of things we're still doing the building. So during this time, we've taken a lot of efforts. When you do come back, you'll see a few changes. We had a lot of painting going on in the building, a lot of work going on in certain offices, and of course, putting some of these mitigation measures in we talked about. In addition to that, we've been doing a lot of work on the council chambers, a lot of planning work and some work happening. So in the next about 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be seeing we had an air conditioning unit, which is on the top of the roof of the court, which has to be replaced in the next 2 weeks. So that's happening, which requires a crane to come in and replace that. We're also replacing the roof on top of the courtroom, which needs to be replaced. We've had some serious leaks over the past year since we've been closed. Thankfully, no one's seen them except for the staff in the building. And so that's happening in the next few weeks. And we also hope to begin the revamping or enhancing of the town council chambers in the next few weeks too. I know Councilman Katz has been a member of the Technical Advisory Council. We spent a lot of time working on the AV enhancements that we've actually done capital budgets for. So we do hope to get back. I'm thinking maybe by July, but all contingent upon what work's being done, how fast the work can get done, and when we can use the room. But yes, we're excited to get back to in-person meetings. Just a matter of how available the room is, and that also affects council, planning board, board of adjustment, and court. The court has been having meetings in there, some court sessions, both virtual and in person on a small basis, but we're all hoping to get back to in person soon. So really, I think once we know what the details are, the roof project is really critical. I think the earliest will probably be July, and it'll be contingent upon what we do with the council chambers with the AV upgrades. A lot of stuff going on.
Great.
All right, any other questions? Okay, well, that was good. We'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So move, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Katz. All in favor?
Yes.
All right, unanimous. We will see you at 8 o'clock. Lots of presentations. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, thank you, Jim. Good job as clerk.
Thank you.